Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Trinity-Grace's Friday night Jazz Vespers. Sorry, that wasn't, is that better? Wasn't quite holding it quite right. You'd think I'd know this by now. This is our final Vespers for this series, this season, so we're really delighted that you're all joining us this evening, whether you're here in person or whether you're joining us online this evening. For those of you I may not have met before or who are joining us for the first time, my name is Sandra, Reverend Sandra Nixon, and I'm the coordinating minister here at the church. This evening we are delighted and excited and I would say maybe thrilled even to have Don Pemberton, I'm thinking of more adjectives, and Michael Creber. I was going to ask you to join me in giving them a warm welcome, but there you are. You're way ahead of me. You're way ahead of me. Many of you will not need me to tell you about Dawn and who Dawn is, in part due to her United Church roots. But for those of you who may not know Dawn, in addition to her United Church roots, she also has deep musical roots that take her powerful voice from gospel and soul to jazz, funk, and world music. She's become a staple, I feel like that's an understatement, of the Vancouver music scene and can often be found tearing it up as a vocalist, a teacher. I've just been having conversations with folks here who've been attending many of the workshops, a facilitator, choir director, and go-to girl for live performances and studio sessions. Dawn's a passionate songwriter and performer and crafts her music with a sense of adventure, quirkiness, these are her descriptions, I'm not trying to put words here, and serious groove, let me see, okay. Shaping it into her own unique and dynamic offering, which we are so looking forward to hearing tonight. Michael Creber is a Grammy-nominated and Juno Award-winning artist who has been dubbed a cross between Floyd Kramer and Thelonious Monk by one LA reviewer. Competing bios, I think. Here we go. We'll do dueling bios. Michael's one of the West Coast's most sought-after musicians. But I think that Don's got kind of the corner on the market here right now. Michael embrace it. He's a film composer, pianist, arranger, producer, many different genres of music. And Michael has collaborated with many well-known performers and groups, and I just handpicked a few of my favorites to tell you. Katie Lang, Raffi, and the Irish Rovers. Welcome, Michael.
We might do some of that.
All right, now that we're warmed up, I have a couple of PSAs just to help us all enjoy our time together. There's a washroom at the back of the church here, the sanctuary, and also two more downstairs to the right. And please maybe just check your devices that you have with you to make sure they're turned down or turned off. As we begin, I want to acknowledge, in a spirit of reconciliation, that we are gathering this evening on the traditional unceded and unsurrendered territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. These peoples have been on this land and caretakers of the land for generations upon generations. We offer our respect and our commitment to the ongoing and important work of truth and reconciliation and right relations. Tonight we are celebrating and we're remembering Juneteenth. Now, I'm going to be saying more about that in a little while, so I'm just going to share now that our overall theme, liberation, freedom, and equity, which are things that we are celebrating in various ways in June, especially here in the Lower Mainland, and so that's where we're going to be going today. We like to begin by framing our Vespers with a jazz and spirituality quote, and I'm going to thank right off the bat Reverend Dr. Brian Fraser, who's here this evening from Brentwood Presbyterian and my mentor in Jazz Vespers, who pointed me to this quote by Dr. Cornel West, who's professor at Union Theological Seminary, and before that, Harvard. Dr. West is also passionate about keeping alive the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., a legacy of telling the truth and bearing witness to love and justice. Here's the quote. "I am first and foremost a blues man in the world of ideas, a jazz man in the life of the mind, committed to keeping alive the flickering candles of intellectual humility, personal compassion, and social hope while living in our barbaric century. I seek to point to a kind of musical life that painfully pursues a compassionate individuality and courageously struggles for a more free and democratic world." And now I know folks are perhaps still finding a place to park and making their way in. We've all had a day, and so I encourage you to take a moment, take a breath, bring yourself fully here into this space, see who's here. We are going to create this experience together, collectively. And as we breathe and let go of what it took to come here, we invite the Spirit of life to be with us now, to move amongst us through the spirit of the music, opening our hearts to experience the sacred and imagine a better world together. Over to Don and Michael.
Thank you very much. It is so wonderful to be here, and I feel so much gratitude to see so many familiar, beautiful, shining faces in this space, and just to be here tonight is a real treat, and to get to make music with a dear friend it's heaven. So life can't get any better, so thank you very much. We're gonna start with a beautiful song called "Where the Green Grass Grows." I wanna walk where the green grass grows. I wanna feel God's glory under my feet, where the sun does shine and the warm wind blows. Keep me walking where the green grass grows. I don't wanna be left behind when the saints go marching in. Don't wanna be left behind when my soul ship sails. I wanna be there when my friends all join the band. I wanna walk where the green grass grows. I wanna see God's glory under my feet, where the sun does shine and that warm wind blows. Keep me walking where the green grass grows. Don't wanna be left behind when the saints go marching in. I don't wanna be left behind when my soul ship sails. Yeah, I don't wanna be left behind when my friends all join the band. I wanna walk where that green grass grows. I wanna feel God's glory under my feet, where the sun does shine. Oh, and the warm wind blows. Keep me walking, keep me walking, keep me walking where the green grass grows. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was a song written by Eric Bibb, a fantastic songwriter, guitar player, singer, and the son of Leon Bibb. This song, it was a friend of mine, beautiful, beautiful soul. Her name was Vaughn, and sadly she passed away last year. But she's one of those people that, you know, she's a mover and a shaker and a planner. And so she had planned her whole funeral service. And she's like, okay, Dawn, I want you to sing this song. And I was like, okay, Vaughn. And I was like, you are crazy. And I love you, you know. And so she introduced this song to me, and I just feel like it's such a gift. That was Where the Green Grass Grows. Now we're going to do a classic traditional African-American standard. This is called Nobody's Fault But Mine. It's a song, a cautionary tale about doing the right thing. And if something bad happens, well, could be your fault. Nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. If I die and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. I got a mother, she can pray. I got a mother, she can pray. If I die and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. I got a sister, she can sing. I got a sister, she can sing. Oh, if I die and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. I got a brother, he can read the Bible, that is. I got a brother, he can read. Oh, if I die and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. da da down down down. Down da da down down da da down. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Zada da 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 da. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. Said, I got a father, he can preach. I got a daddy, he can preach. Oh, if I die and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. Yeah, ain't nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. Oh, if I die and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault. Nobody's fault. Nobody's fault but mine. Yay! Thank you very much. Should I tell them our secret?
Go ahead.
Okay, so Michael and I rehearse about once a year, and we like it that way. You know, we learn a bunch of tunes, and then we're like, okay, yeah, we'll add these songs, and then they're just kind of in the pot of songs that we do, and then, you know, then we call some tunes for a gig, and every time, this is me, every time we finish a tune, I'm always like, that was fun. Hey, yeah, that was cool. Because it's never the same, and we like it that way.
We are not over-rehearsed.
We are not over-rehearsed. Yeah. Jazz is my drug. It's like improvisation is my life. A few years ago, I had the privilege of meeting Ruthie Foster, and then a few years after that, I got to sing with Ruthie Foster. Oh my God! So I'm a hardcore Ruthie Foster fan, and if you have never heard of her or experienced her music, I just like urge you to go and check out everything that she's ever done because it's phenomenal. And yes, agreed. It's that good. It's foot stomping good. And she's a very petite person. And you're like, but how does all that sound come out of like just this tiny, beautiful soul? Anyway, she did this very cool version of a beautiful traditional African-American folk song with a great story, a great origin story. And so the story is that as enslaved Africans were escaping to freedom and using the network of the Underground Railroad, which was a network of people and safe places, this one individual found themselves in a cellar or a basement of a church. You know, I think of this space, you know, probably wasn't a large church, a small space, and they were being tucked away, safely cared for and hidden, and up above their head, they heard music, and they heard praying, and they heard worshiping, and it gave them hope, and it gave them this song. This is Up Above My Head. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Oh, I really do believe There must be heaven somewhere. Up in my room, I hear music in the air. Up above my room, I hear sweet music in the air. Oh, I really do believe there must be heaven somewhere. Everywhere I go, I hear that sweet, sweet, sweet music, yeah. Wherever I go, I hear that music, yeah. Hey, I believe there must be heaven. Na, 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 na. Da, na, da, 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 Michael Creber, up above my head, I hear music in the air. Oh, up above my head, I hear that sweet, 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 sweet music. Oh, up above my head, I hear that sweet music in the air. Up above my head, I hear that sweet music in the air. Yes, I do believe there must be heaven somewhere. Said I really do believe there must be heaven somewhere. Said I really do believe, yeah. There must be joy, there must be love, there must be peace, there must be God, there must be hope, there must be music somewhere. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. A few years ago, well, more than a few, more like 20 years ago, 22 years ago, maybe. I had the extreme privilege of touring with Linda Tillery and the Cultural Heritage Choir, and that was such a beautiful, expanding experience, and also terrifying. And it was terrifying only because we never got to rehearse together. We never got to sing together before our first show. So, and this is in the time before, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but, there weren't cell phones that you had in your pocket that you were like, oh yeah, my song's here. There was no Zoom back then. There was no FaceTime. And so they just sent me all these recordings, and so I just had to learn them. And there was no sheet music, so I was just picking. They're like, well, you'll sing the middle part, and I was like, okay. So I'm picking these parts off the recordings, and we'd get on stage, and I'd be like, okay, I have all the songs in my brain, and I'm like, I'm ready. And then they would play a song that I didn't know, and I'd be like, I don't know this one. And they said, it's okay, just take the words out of my mouth. I was like, okay. It was such a life-changing and affirming experience, and not only because it was a beautiful musical experience, but also because as a young Black person, it was wonderful just to be cradled in this bounty of Black lady love. It was so nice to have all these aunties around teaching me and sharing their knowledge with me. And this next piece that we're going to do is one of my favorites, and it's one of the first songs that I ever sang with them. It's called That's All Right. Hey, 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 yeah. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom, oh, that's all right. Well, that's all right. My mother, how you walking along? Your feet may slip and your soul be lost. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom, well, that's all right. You can sing along if you want. Here we go. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom, that's all right. Well, that's all right. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your mother was born to die. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom, well, that's all right. Oh, that's all right, yeah. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom, well, that's all right. That's all right. Well, Jacob's ladder, so long and tall, you gotta feel you're surely gonna fall. Since my soul soul's got a seat up in the kingdom. Well, that's all right. 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 Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom. Well, let's do that chorus one more time. Come on, let me hear you sing. Come on, come on, come on, yeah. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom. That's all right. Okay, we can do that one more time because it sounds so good. One more time. Here we go. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Since my soul's got a seat up in the kingdom, well, that's all right. Well, that's all right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for singing with me.
My turn? Someone just said to preach it, but I feel like it's been preached. It really is. It's been preached. It's been preached. It's going to continue to be preached. I'm just going to insert a few words that, let's just call it context. I don't know. Context. I'm not sure where my camera ended up. I'm going to try it here. Just wow. Wow, thank you for a fabulous first set. Thank you. As I mentioned at the start of the evening, we are remembering Juneteenth today, and this is both a moment in history and it's an annual commemoration here in North America, particularly south of our border. Juneteenth is one of the oldest recognized events in American history. When slavery was abolished in 1863, word did not reach everyone at the same time. In fact, it took until June 1865 for slaves in Texas to get word that President Lincoln had issued the Emancipation Proclamation. It was June 19th, 1865, so 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation became official, Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, landed at Galveston, Texas, with news that the war had ended and that those who had been enslaved were now free. Until then, the proclamation had largely been ignored. It wasn't like they didn't know. It had been ignored in Texas due to the minimal number of troops who were available there to enforce it. But with the surrender of General Lee, April 1865, the arrival of these troops, the forces were finally strong enough to influence and overcome the resistance there. So on June 19th, one of General Granger's first orders of business was to read to the people of Texas General Order Number 3, which began most significantly with this. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes employer and hired laborer. So the celebration of June 19th was coined Juneteenth and grew with more participation as descendants of those freed people continued to commemorate, and it became a time for reassuring each other, for praying, for gathering remaining family members. Juneteenth continued to be highly revered, in particular in Texas, decades later. Many descendants and former slaves would make an annual pilgrimage back to Galveston on that date. Fast forward to 1980, a state legislator in Texas brought Juneteenth back to the forefront And gradually more states across the US began to recognize this. And today it is celebrated across the US in most states. There are parades, marches, festivals, other types of events, particularly celebrating history and culture, Black history and culture. Juneteenth was a pivotal moment for Blacks in the US 99 years after Juneteenth. During the Freedom Summer of 1964, US President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act into law. So we're celebrating the 60th anniversary of that this year. It's also, coincidentally, the 70th anniversary of the US Supreme Court's 1954 ruling against public school segregation in the US. So June, known for that, and also known for some other momentous occasions that have turned the tide in the movements for freedom and justice. June is now also recognized as Pride Month in Canada and the US. And even though Vancouver Pride we know happens in July, well actually beginning of August, we honor Pride Month as well. Because like Juneteenth, something very significant happened in June that really catalyzed the movement for what was sometimes called at the time gay rights, and began another revolution for equality in North American society. It was on a hot summer's night in New York on June 28th, 1969, that police raided the Stonewall Inn, a gay club in Greenwich Village. The raid resulted in bar patrons, staff, neighborhood residents rioting onto Christopher Street outside. Among the many leaders of the riots was a Black, trans, bisexual woman, Marsha P. Johnson. The riots continued over 6 days of protests with clashes with police. The message was clear. Protesters demanding the establishment of places where queer folks could gather and be open about their identity without fear of arrest. Pride Month is itself largely credited as being started by bisexual activist Brenda Howard. She's known as the Mother of Pride. Brenda organized Gay Pride Week and the Christopher Street Liberation Day Parade a year after the Stonewall riots. This eventually morphed into what we now know as the New York City Pride March, and as we know, that was a catalyst for the formation of parades, celebrations, and protests all over the world. So here we are now, gathered on this June evening, listening to some soul-stirring music, taking some time to reflect on these two events, significant events which sparked two significant movements for liberation, for equity, and which also inspire the struggle for equity and freedom in other areas of our society around the world. And while Juneteenth and Pride Month are most certainly celebrations, they're celebratory, they are also still at their heart protests and movements for liberation as we observe ongoing systemic discrimination and inequality. We observe an alarming backlash in our time against the progress towards equity and justice that's been made, including against many of the rights and freedoms that inspired civil rights leaders. Finally, I want to just note the significant spiritual underpinnings of these movements. Many Christian leaders and other faith leaders throughout this history have supported these freedom movements, including, of course, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. The United Church has itself been very focused in recent decades on both anti-racism and equity and inclusion for the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. And I'd like to just finish by reading to you a short excerpt from the United Church's faith statement written in 2006. Each part of creation reveals unique aspects of God the Creator, who is both in creation and beyond it. In and with God, we can direct our lives toward right relationship with each other and with God. We can direct our lives toward right relationship. This brokenness in human life and community accumulates to become habitual and systemic forms of injustice, violence, and hatred. We are all touched by this brokenness that erodes human solidarity. God transforms and calls us to protect the vulnerable and to work with God for the healing of the world, that all might have abundant life. And so this month and this evening we observe with special intention the ongoing call to honor and value human diversity and acknowledge that the struggle for equity and liberation is, and from oppression and discrimination is still very, very real. In particular with respect to ethnicity, sexual orientation, and gender in our society and in our world. Finish by offering a prayer for those who currently live with discrimination and the threat of persecution as a daily reality. We ask that the Spirit of life move to help us to do what we can to affirm that all are precious in the Creator's sight, all of us made in God's image, beautiful and worthy just the way we are. May it be so. Amen. Amen. And it's back to music.
Thank you, Reverend Sandra, for those words. Oh, and thank you, Dave. Thank you. A few years ago, I was in New Orleans doing some studying and hanging out and getting, steeped in the music and the culture. And I heard a really amazing person speak. His name was Pastor Chris Sylvan. And he was a reverend, but also a musician, of course, like everyone in New Orleans. Everyone's a musician, of course. And he was talking, his talk was really about Danny Barker, who was this amazing musician, banjo player, singer, writer, songwriter, who kind of reinvigorated the band culture, the brass band culture in New Orleans. This is like in the late 70s, early 80s. The culture had died, and he kind of helped to bring it back to life. And he talked about the parallel between secular music and sacred music. And it's how he described it, how he kind of talked about its evolution that really stopped me in my tracks and made me think very deeply. He said, the reason it was so easy for people to transfer the feelings from Sunday to Saturday or Saturday to Sunday is because it came from the same place. And he called that place the let go. And he described it as, as enslaved peoples were brought to North America and the Caribbean and New Orleans specifically. Of course, they had names for God that we didn't know. They had traditions, they had lives, they had all that stuff. But when they were brought to this new place forcibly, there was no translator. So they used the tools that they had to make sense of the world around them and to make sense of their situation. And when we hear and feel things in a lot of the traditional African American music, what we're feeling is the let go. The let go is a place where you are safe. The let go is a surrendering to something greater than you that helps you to endure any kind of atrocity that you have been put through. The let go recognizes your humanity. The let go reminds you that you are a human and that you are beautiful and that life can be better. And so I think of that, and I think of a lot of the music that has been created by enslaved African Americans, and I think of the spirituals that they sung, and really those spirituals were just a coat to put in their own spirituality. But what makes it special and what we all connect to is the let go. We recognize that humanity in this music. One of those spectacular singers who I feel like embodied the let go for me is Mahalia Jackson. Yeah, and I remember as a young girl, like just laying on my bedroom floor with like a very old stereo. I kind of, I'm the last of four, so I just kind of got like whatever scraps were hanging around. I didn't mind it, I was happy. But I remember I would just listen to Mahalia Jackson, not really understanding the like profundity of who she is and what she was doing in the world. But one of these songs, one of her songs that really moved me is called Soon I Will Be Done. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. No more weeping and wailing. No more weeping and wailing. No more weeping and wailing. I'm going home to live with my God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world. Oh, the troubles of the world, yeah. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world. I'm going home to live with my God. I want to see my Father. I want to see my loving Daddy. I'm going home, I'm going home to live with God. Oh, soon I will be done with the troubles of the world. Oh, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done, yeah. Oh, with the troubles of the world. I'm going home to live with God, to live with God. Said I'm going to live with God. Said I'm going home, going home, going home to live with God. Thank you. Thank you very much. You will know this next song, written by one of my musical heroes. Them that's God shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, and Papa may have, God bless the child that's got their own, that's got their own. Well, the strong gets more, while the weak ones fade. Oh, empty pockets, they don't ever make the grade, no. Mama may have, and Papa, he may have, but God was the child that's got their own, that's got their own. Oh, money, you've got lots of friends. Oh, they're crowding round your door. And when that spending ends, they don't come around no more. Rich relations grave, a crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but darling, please, Oh, please don't take too much. Mama may have, oh, and Papa may have, yeah. But God bless the child, yeah. Ooh, that's got their own, yeah. Oh, money. You've got lots of friends. Oh, they're crowding round and round and round and round and round your door. When that spending ends, they don't come around no more. Yeah. Rich relations give crust of bread and such, but please don't take too much. Mama may have, Papa he may have, but God bless the child. God bless the child that's got their own. That's got their own, yeah. Oh, yeah. God bless the child, yeah. God bless the child that's got, that's got, that's got, that's got, that's got, that's got. God bless the child that's got their own. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, Michael, you kill me. Wow. I was like, I can't believe I'm alive in this moment. That's incredible. Yeah. Wow. Thank you very much. We are having a wonderful time. We've just got 2 more songs for you. This next song is, shows the ingenuity and genius of people under pressure. And, initially it was a work song, a song that people sang to keep them working, to keep them focused, engaged, uplifted. And then it became a song that people used to inspire themselves and other people and to unify themselves and talk about liberation and talk about being recognized for people and not by just their skin color. This is called Keep Your Eye on the Prize. Our nations make a chain, every link in freedom's name. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. When that war is good and done, keep the peace that we have won. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. Freedom, hold on, hold on. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. Freedom's name is mighty sweet. All this world is gonna need. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. Men and women fought and died so we could live together side by side. Keep your eye on the prize. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eye on the prize. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. Hey. The only chains that we can stand are the chains of hand to hand. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. Got my head on the freedom plow, wouldn't trade it for my journey now. Keep our eyes on the prize and hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. We're gonna board that big greyhound, carrying love from town to town. Keep your eye on the prize. Hold on. We're gonna ride for civil rights, gonna ride for black and white. Keep your eyes on the prize and hold on. Hold on, hold on. Keep your eye on the prize and hold on. Hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize and hold on. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Bless. Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for supporting beautiful music and community and people who are trying to fight for freedom and liberation and justice, whether they are Black, white, trans, queer. We need more safe spaces in this world, and so it's a real honor and pleasure. Thank you, Reverend Sandra. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Please help me thank Michael Creber one last time. All right, we're just gonna. Do you have any final words?
Yeah, you want to say them now? Yeah.
Oh, or do you want to say them after? You can say them after. Okay, let's say them after. Sure. Okay. Come on up. Hey.
Let's try
Come on
something
up.
different, right? I'm not the one who improvs very much. But I need to try it. So we're gonna do that. The box here. Well, I wanted to give you a hug.
Yeah.
It's just been so inspirational. I feel like holding this is kind of just this weird barrier, but I do want you to be able to hear me. Thank you. The hug, I hope, was saying it because I'm not sure I have words. It's just been so inspirational, and thank you very much for both of you coming, sharing your heart and soul and music and talent and passion, and teaching us a lot through the music. Thank you. Inspiring us so much. Some of you know, I think I mentioned earlier, we've been collaborating with Brentwood Presbyterian and Reverend Dr. Brian Fraser. Especially just want to give a thanks at the end of this season for mentoring us, guiding us through this inaugural season and helping us connect with musicians, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you, so thank you so much. Yes. I'm supposed to announce, too, that actually you can see Don and Michael at Brentwood in Burnaby next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Right? And really quickly, there are two lovely gentlemen here in the front row, and they are wearing t-shirts. They're Pride t-shirts that we had designed for the United Church to walk in the Vancouver Pride Parade last year. Yeah. Every time I see them, they're modeling the shirts, and they're $20, and we have lots here. So if you're interested, come and talk to one of us after. We'll get you one. We will get you one. Also, thank you to those of you who are here either today for the first time or you've been coming now for a few of these, for bringing your good energy, your spirit here and creating this experience together with us and the musicians. It's all about building relationships, and so we're really glad that you found your way here. We are going to be doing another series, renewing the series for next year. I'm happy to announce that. First one will be Friday, September the 20th. Stay tuned for notice of who that will be. And but we've got lots of folks who are willing to come and come back, and so we're really hoping that you'll come back as well. Please, can we just book you first? And you can actually You can actually sign up for our mailing list for Jazz Vespers on the iPad at the back, or send us a note through our website if you're not already on the mailing list, so we can let you know about the lineup for next year. And I think that's it, except to say, I was going to say blessings and peace, because I always say blessings and peace. Have a restful and refreshing summer, and until we meet again, keep your eye on the prize.
All right.
Hold on. Okay.
You might slip, you know you might slide, stumble and fall by the roadside. Don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down. When you're walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. Walk with the rich, walk with the poor. Learn from everyone, that's what life is for. Don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down. When you're walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. That's right. Some say yes, some say no. Some are wondering which way the wind's gonna blow, blow, blow. But don't you ever let nobody, drag your spirit down, no. When you're walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. Yeah, come on, Mikey, let's go. Hey. Well, I might say things that sound strange to you. I might preach the gospel. I believe that it's true. Don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down, 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 down. When you're walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around, yeah. Yeah. You might slip, you might slide, stumble and fall by the roadside. Don't you ever let nobody know, drag your spirit down. When you're walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. Hey, yeah. When you're walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you round. Yeah. Thank you so much. Michael Creber, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. There is tasty treats, wine, coffee. Have some. T-shirts. Get your T-shirts here, hot T-shirts. Thank you very much.